Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. I appreciate your continued support. Okay guys, so energy is getting a little less tense, but that eclipse, that full moon, intense. At least where I'm coming from. We are in the 8th house, the house of Scorpio. So I've just been doing whatever feels right, you guys. Scorpio, you guys, happy birthday. It is your solar month, and we got Mercury in Scorpio, and we got Mars in Scorpio also. So that being said, if you're not a Scorpio and you just want to see maybe the Mars energy or Mercury energy, we'll see what comes out. It might be a little mix of both. Like I'm kind of feeling with the Mars, the Mercury, and the Sun in Scorpio, talking about shining some light on our communication, on the maybe letting some old ways we communicate with ourselves or others die. Transforming these things, the way we handle our passions, the way we handle our anger, the way we handle our communication, even our egos, because the sun is what we let others see. So Scorpio is a very transformative energy, and it does so with a fierceness like none other. So let's go ahead and start, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and just start with a intuitive life coaching card here for Scorpio. So the new Portals of Presence card is a gal. I believe it's a middle-aged lady. She looks very serious but humble about doing her work. I feel like this month it's going to be continuing to try to keep kind of humble and smiling while we're doing some serious work. That's the energy I'm getting for this month of November. So, let's see. All right, guys. We know that Scorpio is the house of reincarnation, death and rebirth, sexual relations, deeply committed relationships, joint funds, financing, other persons, resource, occult, psychic, and taboo, regeneration, and self-transformation. And we got old habits. Releasing maybe some old habits, letting go of some old habits. An old habit may be keeping you from moving forward. This could be any old habit, you guys. This could be something we're doing physically, to our bodies, to our minds. This could be something an old habit of thinking too much, maybe talking too much, maybe not listening, maybe, and it's probably something, it's just something you probably don't think anything of because it's such a natural part of your daily routine. And like I said, it could be physical, it could be something you do every day, it could be just a thought pattern, an old habit of thinking something, or maybe trying to control things. I mean, there's several things that are old habits that we are trying to release so that we can find new ways of coping with anxiety, maybe depression, feeling the sense of like wanting attention. There's tons of things people do, and they create habits to kind of fulfill or numb or try to kind of dodge around the root reason of why they're doing that habit. So that's what I'm getting right off the bat with that card. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, we're going to pull these, and then I'll do the short read out of the book for them. I did pull out some light working decks because I felt like, and it was weird because I started them not with that, but when the eclipse and the full moon happened, I felt a tremendous potential for this energy to pull people into anxiety, depression, feelings of low self-worth, because there's a lot of work people have been doing, and they may be thinking it's not paying off. They may be not seeing results that they want. We are not, maybe seeing everything we want to see, but that's part of this too. That is also Scorpio energy. It's so taking responsibility and transforming the things we need to transform in our lives. And when we've done that, we just there's also this like divine timing in play too with the planets and stuff. There's a lot going on, you guys, and there's gonna be a lot of shifts, and I mean there always is, but this next couple months it's just a lot. So let's see here. We got Pandora's Gift. Nice. Okay, Pandora's Gift. It's interesting because it looks like a mask coming off, unlocking maybe a part of yourself by maybe doing something different. Maybe Also, maybe being seen for more of an authentic you, taking some kind of old, it could be an old habit of being a certain person or a certain role. This has kind of been a theme through this round of readings. It's like leaving old allegiances and alliance. And how I've been getting this or receiving this message is like ways we have became like the role or the part in a battle that's not ours. That's not our heart's battle. It's other people's. It's interesting. It's like we may have started being something to a group, a situation, an establishment, a person, a place, a thing, whatever. And we find that we're kind of fighting and we're kind of exerting a lot of energy and getting depleted. Like kind of a war or a battle that doesn't mean it's not in alignment with our heart. It might be what that person's kind of, or that situation is trying to fight for or something, but it's not what we're, so it's kind of like pulling ourselves out of that role and then recuperating from that. So it could be something like that where maybe you step in or you become something for somebody else or something else, and now it's like kind of integrating like who you truly are with what you're doing. You know, it could be people pleasing. Okay, we got this. Okay, so to me, this is filling. You see, she's laying on the floor and she's kind of envisioning or dreaming about performing, but she's not actually doing it. She's either scared or she could be, I feel like this is like self-doubt almost. So what I'm kind of getting is like self-doubt in yourself, needing to have more confidence in yourself, like your true self or your true dreams or your true vision. Not, yeah. And also I'm getting this like costuming, like dressing the part. I am getting that, like, just because you like put on the mask or you put on the, or you have the tools or you have the uniform doesn't mean you're actually that. It's almost, there's something else coming through there. Let's keep going and I'll pull the rest of these and let's see. But it's like she's picturing maybe earlier days, maybe future days, but in the moment she's doing nothing. So there is something here about doing something right now, and not being stagnant with your body, like actually moving and doing something. There's like a frozen feeling here. And whether she's afraid of failure or success, or she's just, I don't know. We will read that, guys, but that's kind of what I'm getting so far. All right, let's see here. God. Confusion. Growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. Some kind of uncertainty about doing something different here, or becoming something different, leaving something old behind, an old habit, an old behavior that's very, like, it's something you do. It's like her, like this is what she does, maybe, but she's like thinking about maybe giving it up, or maybe she doesn't feel like it's her anymore. There's just this feeling of like being confused about what your role is in something. That's what I'm getting. And also, especially if you don't keep doing the same old things, like what happens if I change this that isn't in alignment with me, then all this kind of goes, like then I can't hold this together anymore, or I can't make this happen anymore. Something like that is kind of what's coming through, you guys. Let's keep going here. So I did pull out these light working decks because I felt like we needed some more positivity, and especially for light workers right now, you guys, we are being extremely challenged with our optimism and our positivity, especially with those maybe closest to you, around you, surrounding you. You're going to still see, I mean, everybody's on a different part of the journey. We're all going the same place, we're the same, but we're just on different paths and we're at different parts in that. So not everybody's maybe feeling, you know, and it's not even that, it's not like I feel optimistic all the time. I try to be sometimes. Most of the time I'd say I'm pretty optimistic, and because I have faith, that's why. It's really the only reason why. Some days it's like, oh man, if I didn't have like faith in the process and faith in God and faith in like the bigger picture, the picture I don't even understand, I don't know what I do, you know. I'd fall into that funk where I just was like, this is BS, like life sucks. Like, and that's a really pessimistic, negative attitude to have. And that could be an old habit maybe you're trying to break too. Or it could even be being too optimistic and not seeing. And that is a real energy coming through right now where Saturn is getting ready to go direct in Pisces, I think. And it's just going to be reality checks, because Pisces is ruled with Neptune. Neptune is the planet or the energy of illusion and mysteries and the beyond and what we can see, the dreams. It's a beautiful energy. I love Neptune energy. I'm very comfortable in, well, now, it's just one of those things. Of course, I have a Pisces moon, but, and I have my North Node in my 12th house. So, in that 12th house is Pisces house, and it's ruled by Neptune. So, that energy it calls to me, I love that energy, but it can get you lost in dreams and illusions, and you won't be seeing things clearly all the time. We got the blessing of Al-Hakim. Al-Hakim. Looks like seeing a moon and a reflection and a person. So we will read that and see what that has to say, but it could be a very reflective energy about yourself. Maybe you're confused about maybe something you have experienced or done, and it hurts. Like it's like a growing pain. Like you've realized maybe there is an old habit that's holding you back. Maybe you're realizing it has been like, maybe there's been like a role that you've been playing or being or pretending to be that's not in alignment with who you are, and it kind of feels like, well, now what is there? It says growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through uncertainty. There's some kind of unknown here. Like, what do I do now if this ain't me, or this ain't my role, or this, like, it almost feels like it feels like a kind of energy that is used to being like there for somebody or something in a certain way, and now like that person maybe doesn't need them in that way, and it's like kind of a habit to be that person or that role in your life, and now you're like, now what? Like, that's what I'm getting when we got earth healing. I love that. Earth healing. There's a child in this that's popping out. This angel's giving this little child a scroll of some sort. Maybe it's instructions to heal. His instructions to, maybe that's what you do next. Maybe there's some kind of earth healing you are trying to do here. Or something healing in your earth matters. This could be your body. This could be something you do for a living. This could just be a role that you're used to being. And now something's shifting. Let's get another one. We will read that. It's almost like feeling like you've almost received some kind of information or discovered something here that is guiding you in a different direction or a different role. But you have something here kind of holding you back that's just habitual. Something you just, maybe it's not believing in yourself. Maybe it's self-doubt. Maybe it's questioning what's kind of calling you to, it feels like heal, move through. Old hurts could be holding you back. Heavenly mercy, yes. Okay, so I was kind of feeling like this could be something where, with the old habits, if this is the case, there could be something here where it's like an old habit or some kind of, and it could feel like failure. It could feel like has revealed something to you, and it doesn't feel the best. It doesn't feel good knowing that maybe something isn't the way you envisioned it or wanted it, because maybe there is an old habit or something that has gotten in the way. Whether this, and like I said, it could be just like a personality trait. It could just be like an ego thing. It could be anything, you guys. But there's a gift in this. There is something here for you to discover, and I feel like there is some kind of healing that's coming through this. In heavenly mercy, I love this energy because it really speaks to me about, to me, it's like absolute, the knowing and the understanding that we do get heavenly mercy. And this is about giving ourselves mercy, forgiveness, and others. We are forgiven. And I don't know what this is, but also this could be offering mercy to another too. It feels like earth healing, like having this mercy for maybe, you know, this child is coming out at me. It could be like for your inner child, or for, this feels like deep, like child inner work. Like how she's dreaming of what she's going to do, and she got the stuff, and now all she's doing is envisioning it. It's not actually becoming, because something's holding her back, and it could be something from her childhood. That's what I'm getting. And I'm going to read these, but there is something coming through here that's, it is deep. I feel like you are being given something here that's going to lead you forward and kind of show you the way forward through this. Whatever this surrender is, or this exposure, or this opening up of something that you're not sure you want to, like, maybe deal with or look at. Maybe facing kind of your truth. Facing your truth or something. Facing your opening to dreams and visions. Okay, that kind of goes with this opening to dreams and visions. There could be something you've envisioned or dreamt about, being open to it. Maybe you keep holding yourself back, stopping yourself, because there's something here you're used to being, or a role you're playing, or, you know, something you're used to being seen as, or something. We are going to read these. I'm going to get just a little tarot on this. Okay. Pandora's Gift. And she's holding like a mat, like the masquerade masks. Is that what they're called? Reminds me of that song, Welcome to the Masquerade. Where I'm not fine, but I pretend I'm fine. It's kind of like that energy. I don't know. There's an interesting energy here. It's like, what is it? Who sings that song? You get that Five of Wands. Yes, there's some kind of conflict with some way you are being perceived, or a role you're playing versus who you really are. Maybe you are, there's a feeling here of needing to take the role away, or the thing you're doing, because it's like looking the part and being the part, you know, they aren't coming together. Something like that. It's interesting. I don't know if that's going to make sense to anybody, but that's what's coming through. Okay. Let's see about this girl here, or this person, this vision, this dream. Justice. Standing up for your dreams. Maybe you haven't been owning or standing up for something you truly are and really want to do. There's something here with this confusion, something about getting turned away from something, or not trying something, not working on your dream or your vision, or what, not putting yourself into something, because there's a feeling here of not feeling like, it's almost like worthy. That's what I'm kind of getting, you guys. It's feeling like this is a time to, like, heal yourself, heal your finances, heal your body, heal your mind, heal your spirit. Like something might just, something feels like it didn't work out, but it wasn't you anyway. I don't know how to, or it feels like you're not, like, living, like, in your truth, which feels really, like, unfair and stuff, but it feels like, it's really coming through with this confusion, this pain. It feels like you've been left out of something, or maybe left out of something, left out to dry is what I'm hearing. But it's helping you to find your way back to your true self. Because whatever this was, I feel like you got left out of, or got hung out to dry, or something like that is coming through. It's like that wasn't you anyway. It was a role you were kind of playing. Your true vision is what you need to be open to right now. Could be people pleasing, you guys. I am getting that. Something like that. Let's get something for this blessing. I'll hug him. There's a feeling here. Yeah, we got the sun under the blessing of Al-Hakim. Awesome. This is clarity. This is feeling good and clear, and also having optimism coming in under that Pandora's gift. Maybe this gives you an opportunity or a chance to stop doing something that was just habit, but even though it's making you feel maybe left out or like you aren't living up to a vision or a dream, I feel like it wasn't maybe necessarily it just could have been like you are used to being that role for people, or you're used to that, and it's like once the lid's open on this, once this ends, which it looks like it may have already like come to kind of a head, like it was really challenging maybe to speak up for yourself or be yourself or something in a situation, and it might have costed you like feeling like, oh, now what? It's almost like, oh, there's an interesting energy of like almost being yourself and then getting rejected. But yet there's still this feeling here of hanging on to some kind of, or maybe some kind of vision or dream you have for yourself, for your spirit, for your soul, like this coming in, and it's giving you an opportunity to kind of stand up for that. You got the Strength card with the Earth healing. So whatever this is, I feel like it was almost, okay, so whenever I see this, okay, too, this angel is handing this child, when he's a child, a contract, like a mission, okay? Like, this is what you are here to do, little child, okay? And it's required a lot of strength, but it's also pointing out that this has something to do with, okay, how do I put this? Oh. Like that is, okay, so whatever feels like you're being left out of maybe, or it isn't your role, it's like you already did your part, okay? I don't know what this means, but there's some kind of needing to really, really be strong right now. So when I see the Strength card, I know something is really hard. And I know that it's hard to have that balance between like our human, like our earthly conditions, and our angelic or our spiritual selves. Like the mission we're here to do, and then the earth, and then trying to tame and work with the earth elements and the things on the earth that are scary and beastly and hard to tame and hard to work with, you know. But there is a feeling here of whatever it's needing to see that there was something deeper behind this. I feel like with Strength too, it's like it is two separate energies that can work together. It can work together, but it always requires, you know, trust for one in the bigger picture. But there's also like this feeling of like, I feel like, you know, either way, there's like, especially for the animalistic side or the animalish part of us, that animalistic side of us has to kind of take a back seat. And that's really hard. I think it's harder for the animal in us than it is the human, because it's natural for us humans to want to tame. Well, it's not really natural either, because actually a lot of people want to just be the animal too, like, and just not think about like the humanity of it. There's something here about being humanity. I don't know if this means reaching out to somebody or but I'm feeling it was more like feeling left out, or like, why is this like so hard? Like there's some kind of really strong strength energy here with this earth healing. So something maybe you've been doing or working on, you've been in a role, and it's been for some kind of healing that's bigger than it's divine. It's not just earth matters. So if something is falling away, or you're being left out of something, or your role is done with something or something like that, just know that it was part of a feeling like an agreement, okay, with the divine. I am feeling that. And then we got that heavenly mercy. And we got the Ace of Wands. I love that. So no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've done, you know, I feel this sometimes in my life where I'm like, God, you know, some of the choices and stuff I've made, I'm like, dang, like, that doesn't seem fair, like, because it's like I didn't know better, but yet I've hurt myself, I've hurt people in my life, and I'm like, sucks. Like, but you have to really recognize that everything does serve a purpose, even if it's really hard to understand. This Ace of Wands is coming in under heavenly mercy. So I'm feeling this as a new chance, a new opportunity to reignite your spiritual strength. The spiritual strength that you've been given specifically to do something here. There's maybe the closing of an old vision, or dreaming the opening of something new. Or you've been thinking about something or doing something, or something's right for you, and you just haven't made the moves towards it because you kept yourself out of it because you're trying to heal something here. I'm also getting that. So let's go ahead and get one for opening dreams and visions. Opening 2 dreams and visions. Okay, 3 of Cups. And this did come out reverse. So, yeah. And 3 Wands, too. 3, 3, 3. Okay, so definitely feeling like you could be confused about where to go from here. Who to connect with. Whether to maybe reconcile something. Make something work here. There's something here. Let's see if this old habits. An old habit may be keeping you from moving forward. Interesting. This is just kind of feels like a strange message to me, but whoever it's meant for, it will make sense to. Let's see here. 6 of Swords. Okay. And it's reversed. 8 of Swords. Okay. Under the old habits. So the old habits is talking about having too much thinking, too much overthinking as you move forward. Like you're staying stuck in some idea, maybe of who you are or what you're supposed to be doing. You could be telling yourself, this is my goal, this is my mission, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I feel like it's holding you back. I feel like that's what's holding you back. With the 8 of Swords on the bottom, it's like you need to release yourself from holding yourself back from something that I feel you truly do know there's something more here for you, a dream or a vision that you want to fulfill, but you're kind of in a role or feels like in some kind of doing something here. And it doesn't mean it's not for a purpose, but there is something here to be realized about moving forward, because there's some kind of new beginning, new passionate beginning. This could feel not like you're not passionate about it. You could feel disengaged from what you're doing because it's not what you truly want to be doing. I'm also getting that. Okay. Or just, maybe it is what you want to be doing, your personality wants to be doing, but it's not feeling like you're souling like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, it feels like a role versus something creeping up inside and saying, this isn't for me. This role isn't for me. But yet the head saying, yes, it is. Like, feels very argumentative and challenging, you know? You could be really holding yourself back from growing through this. Like, there's some opportunity here to grow and strengthen you. And it could mean leaving, opening something, believing in yourself, something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and look at these. All right, let me put these up, guys. Those. The Sun. Strength. Justice. Lots of big cards here. 6 of Swords. Ace of Wands. And then the 3 of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right, let's start with Pandora's Gift. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Pandora's Gift. Pandora is all gifted and all giving. Her presence invites you to forego your belief in judgment. Now is the time to surrender the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another. This could be doing with another too, because we do got the 3 of Cups here on the opening up to dreams and visions of bringing something together. Maybe after making some really hard choices and kind of being in that animal, that strength card, it's like that energy. It's just feeling like there's been some kind of conflict or confusion about who you really are. Because you were like, it feels like a role or something, like, and it could be like for growth, like somebody else's growth, your own growth. But it is time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to task over any perceived imperfection, or that your natural human journey somehow renders you inadequate. Yes, okay. This is why my story had come in. Because this is like direct result from what we've done on this earth, where we feel ashamed and we feel unworthy and we feel like, but that's not who I am, but yet that is who I am. That's not who you are. It's been your journey thus far. It's not the rest of your journey, and it's not who you are today. So remember that, and you don't have to be ashamed to be punished. There's this feeling of being shamed, or maybe shaming another, or shaming yourself for the past, and that needs to be let go of, so you can reach your full potential here. That's what I'm getting. It says, Pandora frees the soul from such torment. This is her gift. The human journey necessarily involves learning through experience. That's true, you guys. We learn through our experiences, even if they're perceived negative, and they do feel negative, and it is negative. It feels very negative, but you learn from it, and that is positive, and you grow from it, and that is positive, and you heal, and that is positive. And it really brings us that strength, and that is positive, and it brings others the strength to know they can get through their own human kind of conditions and lessons and journeys, and come out and through these journeys with their heart intact and more will and more love than before. That's what we learn. We learn to love. We learn to grow. We learn to honor. We learn all these really human traits through kind of our animalistic nature. That's what we're evolving to, is this humanity. Not we come from the animal kingdom, but it's a process. Now it's recognizing the kind of animalistic kind of nature of us and transmuting that, not just integrating and using those our bodies and our instincts for something a little animals do this, though. They work together, but they're also ruthless, and that's what we are trying to figure out as humans. Like, why do we have to be ruthless animals? Why can't we just all get along? Right? Well, we have lessons to learn, and we do feel shame and guilt and all kinds of things for being animals. We do feel that. That's what makes us human. Animals don't feel bad when an ant doesn't feel bad when it kills another ant. Animals don't feel that. We do. We feel bad because we're human. So we're really working with this human element here, and that's what we're working on evolving and learning about here. And it is perceived imperfection, but it's not imperfection. It's the creatures we are. It's the people we are. It's who we are. And we just need to learn to grow through that and use that our human nature to kind of override that. It's interesting too, because it doesn't really override the animal. It just, the instinct animal behaviors. But we have that higher understanding of like, hey, this isn't how I have to be. This isn't how I have to react to anything, like we don't have to do that. Actually, I feel like as humans, our highest survival is by not acting like that, because we know humans can do much destruction as animals, but as humans, we can do much construction. We can bring things together. We can make things happen. Not only for ourselves, but for the animals, plants, everything in the realm, in the evolutionary process that has came to this. Okay. So that's interesting. It says Pandora frees that soul from such torment. There's no shame in your learning process. And please remember this, because it is hard to remember that. It is hard. You've had your days of shame. Now, if you have learned and you have processed the learning and you have grown from it, be grateful for the learning process. Don't feel shame about it. That will keep your energy low. It will keep your vibration low. You will feel unworthy to move forward towards other dreams, other aspirations, other goals. You'll feel stuck. A time to swap the notion of inherent shame for the acceptance of inherent divinity. That is what I'm feeling with this card. It's like special purpose, Even our trials and tribulations and the bad things are it's divine growth. Like we're growing in a really emotional, we are emotional creatures and emotional. We are evolving our emotional bodies, our spiritual bodies through these really physical, animalistic even tendencies and life, It's very interesting, you guys. I could talk about it I could go on about it. I won't, but it says, from this moment on, how unstoppable you shall become. I love that. As this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. And you probably have already began seeing like so much difference in like what you've been and the role you've played versus what you are and who you are now today. And it's feeling probably a lot more positive now. And if this is somebody else in your life, you guys, because it did bring in that, and there is this confusion and hurt and healing and harnessing a way through uncertainty. If this is about, not seeing someone else's growth and their process in a more understanding and compassionate human kind of earth healing way, then that's what we do. Okay. It says, as this shift takes place, I read that. Okay, so it says, you are being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine that there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There's something here that you are powerfully realizing about yourself. It's happening within your soul as a powerful uprising towards liberation, wanting to be freed from a role, or maybe the past, maybe be freed from the things that brought you the lessons, just not the lessons. The lessons are there to stay, but the experience and the shame and the guilt and that stuff doesn't have to be with you to stay. We grow through that. We learn. And if somebody, or even you, are trying to make somebody feel bad about their process, just remember your process. Remember, I don't think there's one perfect person walking this earth. So that's very important to remember that. And remember that if somebody's telling you otherwise, to dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defies the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world. I love that, because that's powerful judgment. It's like releasing yourself from the judgment of others and making that call for yourself to say, no, I am going to be liberated from my human flaws, experiences, and I'm going to own my soul's purpose here, and take everything I've learned and shine it and shine it forward without the shame, the guilt, the material part of it. It's very interesting, this energy that's coming through here powerfully, and it's really talking about the soul kind of taking over the body. It's not taking over, but it's like integration. It's like anybody who's in this part of the process is integrating their human experience with their soul's like kind of purpose, mission, energy, natural energy, because I don't even think it's like purposeful. It almost just feels like very natural, like nature. It feels like nature. But in a human nature, not the animalistic nature. It's different nature. It's more, because if it was animal nature, we would just go back to being animals. There's something here. It's a very big evolutionary thing here happening. With her oracle comes the realization that you too are a divinely defiant believer. In hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you? I love that, because there is so many tormentors, okay? And we have, including ourselves, first and foremost, probably the worst tormentors of ourselves is ourselves. We have to stop this. Stop tormenting yourself. Stop tormenting others about their journey and their lessons and the things they've done wrong. And it's, if they've learned, and they're let people be who they have become, and allow that acceptance to sink in your heart. See people as people trying to be more human and less, get it growing through those kind of that instinctual, conditioned, trained. I see that with the strength card too, that training. And it's like interesting, and we know it's definitely serves its purpose to a point, but then it becomes constrictive, and then it's uncomfortable. It can become very uncomfortable, feeling always have to fight your natural urge or your natural the natural flow, the natural thing that wants to happen. And I feel like naturally you're wanting to move towards something here that's way different from the role you've been playing or have, and you're wanting to move on from it. And you're looking back at maybe a vision or a way you thought it was going to be, and it's not like that. There's you've learned what you need to learn. I think the most important thing here is recognizing that there's a feeling here of wanting to be free spirit, or free spirit. Really doing what your spirit's urging you to do. And I'm not sure what that is. You'll know better what that is, but it could be a multitude of things, you guys. If you choose to develop it says you're being put on the divine notice. I read that. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. If you choose to develop and express this seed, step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within. You were born to stretch your soul stuff. Yeah, really shine in something here. Taking off a role, a mask, some kind of, it's like time to do something different here with your spirit. You've been wearing this, you've been in a role or something for a while here. That's what I'm feeling. Now let's go to this 42 here and this visions. I feel like this feels like maybe you could have felt like a failure, or like you didn't reach your expectations on something. Ambition, goals, inspiration. If you want to make your dreams come true, first thing you have to do is wake up and realize that you're kind of living maybe somebody else's dream or somebody else's idea of what reality should look like or what the show should look like. When you're like, it's not really, could be something about people pleasing here, or really fitting that role for people and not doing what you truly feel in you're being spiritually or inspired to shine or inspired to do. This card is about setting a target, a goal, something to strive for, a purpose, motivated by need or ambition. You may need this. You may be feeling inspired to do something here. We now have something to aim for. Success is a chosen field. Wanting to succeed at something. I feel like this could have something to do with others too. I am getting that. A young performer lays on the floor in his almost fetal position, possibly exhausted or at the point of giving up. This was also in Libra's reading. There was a different deck, but she was laying in the middle of a forest floor, and her sacral chakra was lit up, and it's like that birthing place for something creative, something inspirational to come through. But she'd look like she'd given up on her dreams, on her inspiration, because she fell into some kind of allegiance or pledge to honor something, do something, but it wasn't her war. It wasn't her battle. It wasn't her will, her, and sacral is about feeling, I don't feel right about this, but I'm doing it anyway, even though what I feel I should do is this. So it's really, that's been the energy through collectively these readings. It's like really doing what you want to do, honoring that special feeling that you have of what your energy is most profoundly trying to shine into this world for others, for yourself, and it's all, and it'll make you happier, and you won't feel constrained or stuck just thinking about it instead of doing it. Can she ever be good enough? I was feeling that, like the questioning of worth, self-worth, and it could be because of past things you've done, or this could even be somebody in your life struggling with this, but there is a feeling here of not feeling like worthy or good enough to move in the direction of goals, dreams, stuff like that. Despair, doubt, and frustration cloud her progress. Old habits. This is probably right here. Despair, doubt, and frustration. Despair, doubt, and frustration are habits, okay? Those are feelings that we can feel trapped in and get sucked into. Habitual thinking about feeling despair, feeling, like we aren't worthy, and then we had that 5 of Pentacles here on the confusion. It's like, do I deserve this? Do I take care of myself? Don't I take care of myself? Am I worthy of warmth, love, shelter? Am I worthy of life? Yes. Hell yes, you are. So it's like this feeling with the 5 of Pentacles. It's like, you may be not as physically strong as somebody else, or maybe not as spiritually strong as someone else, but you have a strength and you have worth and value. And if you help yourself, you can help others, but you have to want to help yourself first. And there is this feeling like unworthy of going for your goals or helping yourself do something, get out of something, free yourself from something, a role, some kind of established idea of what you should be doing or something. That's what I'm getting. Other commitments distract her or compete for her time. I was feeling that, like something could be pulling you away from, and it's some kind of role or something you're used to doing for other people, an old habit, something, or maybe it's just you've been doing something the same way for 20, 30 years and you're like, this is just me. No, I drank for years and I told myself, I'm a beer drinker. I love, and I do really like the taste of beer, you guys. That's not a lie, but I don't, they make zero beer. I can have a drink of beer with no alcohol. Alcohol, no, I don't want to inhibit my channel. I don't want to fog my communication with the divine. And I feel like things and substances do that. Food, too much food, or the wrong foods can do that. Like, yeah, I found myself making tons of changes physically because I want to feel more. And it doesn't mean all the time the feelings and the messages and everything are always comfortable. They aren't. It's kind of like as a parent, you experience like tough love where you have to have like show tough love with your kids. That's what the universe can do too. And that's what Saturn and all these planets are really, they add to this energy of feeling like, and it can be karmic. It can be, hey, did you learn your lesson? It's just, it can feel really heavy, but it feels really great. But if you block or numb the bad feelings, you're not going to feel the good feelings. So that's one thing that I have found very valuable in my recovery, and finding that it's truth. It's truth. And it's like, you can't feel the good. You can't feel the love. You can't feel, if you can't feel the hate, you don't feel the hate as bad, but yet you do. It's all still there. Love's still there. Hate's still there. All the stuff's still there. You're just numbing it so you aren't working through it and really like permanently healing it, finding like a permanent long-term solution. It's short-term gratification. I stress that so much on this channel, you guys. Short-term acceptance is not worth long-term understanding, okay? We want long-term understanding with ourselves and with others. That's one of my, I just can't stress it enough, okay? So we go from this, hey, I don't know what I want here. I need to have a goal. I've filled something. I feel like I need to get out of a role or something I'm doing or something that's distracting my time away from my dreams, my spark, my light, my soul. And yeah, I'm confused because I don't know if I deserve it. I don't know if I believe in myself. I don't know if I can find my way through this. Yes, you can. We got lots of support here. Let's read this. Let's read this one actually. Okay. This is the blessing of Al-Hakim. Al-Hakim. Love that. Okay. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion. Bewilderment is vision. A lot of things about vision in your guys' reading. Really seeing something, envisioning something for yourself. You may need to pull yourself away from some kind of role or some kind of habit to do this, to really, really embrace this. There is some kind of passion and spark coming in here from the divine saying, hey, now's the time. Okay. And this also had the sun with it. Okay. So this is good. This is, wow. The gift of wisdom. And this is what you've gained from, if you went through hardships or even somebody else in your life. It's like you've gained wisdom. There's a big difference between knowing something and living it and being wise to it and just knowing it. Like wisdom comes from living and experience. Knowledge can come from learning, watching other people go through stuff. But this comes from experience. So you got something from experience to offer here. It says the gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al-Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by life. Like the laughter of a babe, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of a mother's hand, wisdom can make divine sense. This is so true. Divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I revere the blessing of Al-Hakim of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. Yes, it's what we must find is peace. We must find peace with our past, we must find peace with our journey, and we must find peace with ourselves in order to bring peace to others too, and help others find that same love. And when you find that, when you feel that, you become better. It's just, if you keep making somebody feel shitty about themselves, or you keep making yourself feel crappy about yourself, you're going to keep feeling crappy and you're not going to be your best. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be better. We're trying to be happier. We're trying to be better influences. We're trying to be better examples. We're trying to create something new, not same old, same old. But we have to do that through learning. We have to do that through the process of learning. A blessing of divine wisdom of Al Hakim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, this blessing, which happens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, open, still, and receptive. Something really coming in here. Because right after this, we got that earth healing. It's almost like you're being handed something here. Like hey, this is something for you. This is for you. This is something you specifically can do, but you gotta leave something behind here. Old habit, an old belief about yourself, maybe a lack of confidence, or you're carrying shame or guilt or something, when you can actually utilize this wisdom. We're going to say it's wisdom. That's what lessons are. That's what living lessons are, is wisdom. So you got this wisdom to offer here. And it says, you no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in assurance that your daily application and effort is enough. And so is your surrender. Surrender to something here. Release some old habits here. Don't let them stop you, get in the way of accepting this heavenly mercy. And it's like that comes after going through these lessons, this growth, this wisdom. It's like, hey, we know you did this, this, this. We know you went through this, this, this. We know you felt this, this, this. But guess what? It was all so that we can utilize that journey, that lesson, our paths to do good. And that is merciful. That is good. Imagine if we could not transmute these negativities into something positive. It would be grueling to be here and alive. The only thing that makes things worth after experiences and going through like this tremendous journey, it can feel so, it's like we need to be able to transmute these things into something positive. It's for our survival. It's for our lives. It's for love. And that is the only thing it's really the only thing that keeps us going. Like if we don't have that and we are hopeless and we don't believe our journeys are worth anything, we don't have that. We don't have that hope. We don't have that desire to try, to do better, to grow. If somebody consistently telling you, you can't do that, you're worthless, you're a loser because you did this 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or a year ago, even yesterday, you guys. No, don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to another. They are growing. People are growing. We are working on becoming better in all areas, but especially emotionally, because that is where all these, really, I believe this strongly, that's where all these triggers and these kind of downfalls come from. Once we learn about how emotional of creatures we are and how we react to our emotions, and impulsively, spontaneously, animalistically, we can tame. That's that strength card coming in over this earth healing. So we will get to that here, but yeah, this is interesting. It says, you may find yourself craving different company with different interests, or finding the world of opinions and debate rather less to your liking, and the worlds of creative expression more nurturing and nourishing to your essence. If this is the case, this oracle comes as a confirmation to trust in the changes you feel within, in any and all ways, no matter how insignificant or dramatic they may seem. This could be releasing, maybe arguing. There was the Five of Wands with this Pandora's gift. It's like releasing some kind of conflict, or feeling like you are being challenged or need to challenge somebody else. It's like just kind of, releasing some kind of challenge here. This oracle also comes with special guidance to bring you peace. Look to the old ways, to the ancient wisdom teachings that run as one vein of life, giving love through all traditions. The old wisdoms teach of cycles, of timing, of letting go to allow for new life to happen, and of the greater intelligence and scheme of life to which we must surrender if we are ever to know even a moment's peace. The fire in your belly, and that did come in with that other reading that I brought up in this reading she had this fire in her sacral, and that is coming through in your reading too, without the card, just the energy is coming through, and it feels very Philly. It feels like, hopeless, but yet it feels like, nope, the divine ain't gonna let that happen. You got the Ace of Wands here, and it's lit up, and this is your wand to create from a different space, create from your wisdom, create from a new purpose, or maybe a new agreement with yourself or the divine. Yeah, it's interesting. The fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that swirls around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. And be patient right now. Yeah, don't let impatience be the source of your confusion or feeling left out of anything. You're not being left out of anything, and you're not capable or not worthy of anything. It's happening. It's just, you really gotta embrace something here. Let's see here. Let's look at this earth healing. Okay, you are making a real contribution to the planet through your spiritual journey. Remember this and believe that your needs will be generously met by the earth and the universe. What you are doing matters, and you will be supported. Maybe you're afraid of not getting support as you step out of a role or an old image or perceived negative being. This is something moving forward from what you've been to what you are now and what you've become through wisdom, through learning, is empowering. And the universe will make sure to support you on this, just following your spirit, following your feelings on this. You are here to have a spiritual life journey in a human body. Part of that process will involve sharing your light with the earth itself. This could be sharing your story, you guys, sharing your experience, shining light on it, bringing the wisdom that you have and bringing it out maybe for others just to know, giving them knowledge or maybe an understanding, that comes through a lot when you've been through things, and because that understanding is there because you've been through it. So you can give people understanding, and sometimes they don't get that understanding. And they need to know, people need to know that there is understanding and compassionate energies here that understand the turmoil and the tribulation and the judgment that goes behind humanity. And it's sad, it's really disheartening because we're really working on, it's just like, you ain't going to hate your child forever because they are learning and they keep making even the same mistakes over and over again. It's just, they need to learn that that's just, you change the dynamic, you change what they receive, or, the way you interact with the problem. Okay, the lesson. Okay, how are we interacting with our lessons? That's a question there that's coming through. It's really nice. From the most obvious gestures to the more subtle, this oracle tells you that you are powerful enough to make a meaningful contribution to the quality of consciousness upon Earth. Earth asks you to do your work with quiet confidence and dedication. She gives thanks for all you have done and acknowledges her love for you. She will support you in your work by providing material means for you while you are here on this planet. These include financial support, housing, food, and human and animal relationships. She will also provide guidance for your progress, opportunities to grow and expand your field of influence, education, and training opportunities. Yes, if you've been wondering about the spiritual work you're doing, if the spiritual work you're doing is making a contribution, take this oracle as validation that it is. What you are doing matters. Yes, you are going to expand and grow in the work you are doing and the impact that you have in the world because you are capable of that. But you are already helping in ways that you may not realize, but that the earth and the spiritual worlds do. You have loved the earth enough to take human form and do your work here. She knows it, and she will reward you richly for it. Keep working, shining, and growing, dear one. Your presence here is so needed and honored. So if you're having any questions about, am I, like it almost feels like that hopelessness or that giving up on your work or something, or staying in a role that's just, it's time to kind of, it's almost like you're getting too big for the role you've been in. And that's what it is. That's what growth is. That's what expansion is. That's what evolution is, where we get more enlightened. We get more full of something else different. This energy grows within us and it cannot be contained. And it makes us feel like it makes us feel like too small for all there is there. But that's also this Heavenly Mercy card coming in that I'm getting ready to read also. It's like understanding that we got to shine that out. We got to talk about it. We got to put it out there because we can't just hold on to this. It's meant to be shared. It's meant to be shined. The sun is here too. Also, don't forget. And this is about shining that optimism too, and that your shine, yes. And feeling also, trying to feel that safety and security and knowing that that's what you're meant to kind of be doing with this these wise lessons, these experiences, this journey. That's what we're here to do. Okay, so let's look here. We bring you the gift of heavenly mercy. As you grow spiritually, your energy field becomes more substantial. Your thoughts and actions carry more karmic weight in the world. As your power increases, your ability to do good increases too. Your positive words can have a potent effect on others. So too can the very human moments where you may be having an off day and unintentionally respond to another in a way that is not unconditionally loving. This energy is definitely going for unconditional love for all of humanity. I can tell you that. We do not want you to be afraid of becoming powerful. Yes, there could be a fear of it. I said, is she afraid of failing or is she afraid of succeeding? There's that feeling there too. It says, we know that most often you are going to make a positive contribution with your power. We know that most often you're going to make a positive contribution. There's also the knowing that we're human and we're not perfect, and we do make bad decisions, or we don't always use our power correctly, but we learn from that. Okay, so there's heavier karmic weight in using your power for good right now, and your wisdom and your lessons for good right now, because you're enlightened about it, because you know about it, because there's conscious knowing what you should kind of be doing now. That's what I'm getting. It says we also know that sometimes you'll wish you could undo a choice you have made and its effect. And boy, do we ever. But to help you, we offer our karmic protection, where the destructive impact of your actions is softened. Doesn't mean it's deleted. It doesn't mean it goes away. It's just softened because you're doing work with it. It's like, okay, I've made some really bad choices. I've had some really bad habits. I've really, been living that animal life for a minute and I don't feel good about it. So what are you going to do about it? Well, you can add positive energy in by learning those lessons and talking about them, and maybe helping others to not maybe stay in it as long, or maybe not make those choices at all in the first place, by talking about it, by communicating it, by sharing your story. It's karmic grace. It's like, okay, I know there's still natural consequences for negative behaviors, but I also know there's very natural consequences for positive too, and consequences aren't bad. It's just the reactive energy. It's just what goes around comes around kind of thing. So putting good out there can help good come around, and you can actually make a difference with even some of the perceived bad things that you've experienced in your life or choices you've made. And you have to remember that, even though it's really hard when we're beating up on ourselves, shaming ourselves or another, it's hard to remember that when somebody else has hurt you too, or keeps making choices that are just not nice or something. But we're human. We're learning, you guys. As you grow in power and impact, our gift of heavenly mercy will surround you, aligning your actions with divine will and blessing you, and all affected by you with divine compassion. Because we're given compassion, we need to give that to others. That's a very important message. If this is somebody in your life that you may be punishing through shame or guilt or anything like that, remember not only what your experiences are, but just having that compassion and understanding for another. The sun is a life-giving force with both consciousness and power. Without it, there is no life. Yet without protection against it, it would be too powerful for life on Earth to thrive. The effect of its consciousness would be overwhelming and destructive. Earth has a massive energy field that helps filter the powerful light of the sun, and the sun is this is important. So there is a moderation of its power, adjusting it so it can support life. Adjusting your power. Something about power here. You could have a lot of power in a situation, maybe to help a situation, maybe to show empathy or compassion towards somebody or something in your life, and Spirit's coming in and asking you to use it wisely and not overpower it, and there's this feeling of not taking too much all in at once either. It's just, there is no ill intention in the sun. It is what it is, yet the strength of it needs softening to be of use to life on Earth. Yeah, so it could be approaching something with a soft around the edges, a little, maybe you're rough around the edges, maybe you approach things like with a fierce passion. Nothing wrong with passion or inspiration, you guys, but maybe this is one of those things where it's like, okay, like little steps, and that also has come through, taking those little steps forward that aren't too overwhelming, not to you or others, but keeping with your truth and your wisdom and shining your light as you're being guided. It is the intelligent function of the divine that blunts and absorbs impact through various mechanisms of grace so that divine power supports life. Using your divine power to support life. And like I said, life is wanting to get better, and love. Love is life. Life is love and growth and expansion. And without those things, we don't have life. We don't even want to be. Like, it's a feeling like when we lose that, or we feel like we don't have that in our lives, like that room to grow, or that room to be forgiven, or that room to be something different than what we've been, we lose hope, and we lose, we lose like that inspiration and that spark to want to continue our journeys. And we don't want that, you guys. So we want to remember that this is very supported, okay? And as you grow in power, the divine notices and offers you a gift of heavenly mercy. Mercy allows for the edges of your energy, your thoughts, your words to be softened. So yes, so you could be, there's something here about getting, like, being softened a little. In nature, there is night and day, and we have that strength card too. The earthly part of your nature, your sacred animal body, needs a break from the light to absorb its life-giving properties and to integrate and heal itself. Mercy will give your body the spiritual shade it needs to recover from exposure to light, which has become overwhelming. In that shade, it can rest, recover, and prepare to meet the light again, adapting at a gentler and more effective pace. Slowing down, maybe, really taking your time with this process that you seem to be going through with, like, this. It feels like that rising. It feels like that rising after going through a lot and realizing, I'm not going to hold myself back anymore. I'm tired of living in this energy of where I'm like hiding like my truth and my journey and my wisdom, and I'm being like that. It just feels like being something I'm not, when I'm really like, I'm really tough. Like, I'm feeling that, like, I'm really tough, and I really have something more to offer here that I'm just, it's a lot though. So it does feel like a big burst of energy, it's feeling like that. So, just be mindful of going at an effective, maybe slower, softer pace. Heavenly mercy will help you recover and repair yourself from your struggles whilst protecting you from too much too soon. Then you will feel or find in due course that what may have once seemed too much to handle naturally becomes easier and successfully resolve it. It also carries the energy of Archangel Uriel. If you feel connected to that angelic being or need confirmation that this angel is with you or want to connect more deeply, you can connect more deeply with the healing process. Okay, let's read this. Opening to dreams and visions. Okay. Every person is skilled in different ways. This is part of what makes humankind so beautiful. Those of us who are highly empathic tend to be more open to abstract symbolism, which is why we are natural artists, thinkers, and visionaries. Visions can come in numerous forms, and for some, this is divination, of which there are innumerable methods, and for others, this comes more naturally during sleep or deep meditation. This card bridges the conscious mind to the unconscious or subconscious mind. The nature of this card is somewhere in between worlds. I was getting that with the Six of Swords. It was reversed, like you're having trouble like in this in-between, like this really earth role that you've been playing, been doing, been learning through, and then this spiritual like role that you have, like the soul role you have. That's what's coming through. Like you may be struggling with taking that forward because you're still thinking too much about the human experience and not the soul's calling here. That's kind of what I'm getting. Or that could be something you're dealing with. I'm not saying that's exactly what you're dealing with, but that could be something here. Yes, it's important to pay attention to these visions and ideas we receive, but to also have a strong sense of discernment when it comes to these things. This is because symbolism can sometimes be misinterpreted through the subjective personal lens of self. We see things through a certain lens. Everybody does. Keep in mind that our present perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors, old habits, are results of past experiences and interpretations about life and reality. If true visionary experiences occur, empaths need to make an effort to discern that which is based on our own past experiences versus that which may be externally derived. This card bridges the conscious mind with the unconscious. The unconscious is the realm of the unseen things that are imperceptible to the conscious mind. This may include deeply repressed traumas and shadow aspects, as well as subtle unseen things such as attractions, aversions, and intuitions that dictate our daily behavior without us even knowing it. Walking and dreaming visions can provide clarity or can provide confusion. We do have that confusion card here. could be confused about. Maybe something you saw or envisioned too. Waking and dreaming visions can provide clarity or confusion. Our brains are highly active during sleep and within deeply meditative or ecstatic states as we process past experiences in symbolic forms. So you could be getting a lot of symbolisms and experiences in your dreams and stuff, and you could think literally, oh, this is going to happen, or this is, and it's just taking an experience that you're trying to process through. So just be mindful about what, which means you have to go deep and say, what is it I'm still working on healing, or what is it I'm still working on, psychologically working through, so that I can actually have these experiences without my own self in them, if that makes sense. Dreams are very much psychological. The astral plane and dreaming plane are intricately linked to our thoughts and emotions, which form the scenarios we experience in dreamscape. Okay. Try not to become conflicted as you receive advice, because it says our emotions can polarize and overwhelm us to the point of distress. You could be feeling very emotional about something here. Our belief that there is a right choice or answer that will prevent all that we fear from happening can be paralyzing and stop us from moving forward, which is what I was getting. Okay, so don't be paralyzed or stuck back by mind stuff. And you hopefully are working through some of this in dream state or meditation. Let's get a Kali card real quick, you guys, and then we'll get an affirmation, and then that will wrap up your guys' reading. Oh. Okay, we got Vishvamata. Although you may be in circumstances that you would prefer not to be in at this time, you are actually in a position of unrealized spiritual power. That's what this is talking about. You have some kind of spiritual power here that's being strengthened even. And it could be just your choice to make a decision, a strong decision, to not be held back by anything, an old image, old role, old stuff you've learned from, stuff like that. You're in a position of spiritual power to really take this wand and roll with it, work with it. The spiritual energy, creative energy too, maybe create something. And it says you are actually in that position of unrealized spiritual power. You will gain benefit from this. What is transpiring when the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated. So you have to acknowledge the growth you've had, and you have to integrate it. And then you will gain the benefit from it. But you will not be gaining benefit from it if you're staying in old habits of not believing in the process, believing that you haven't learned something, or you maybe haven't. Maybe that's what you're trying to learn here, is that this is a learning lesson. You've learned something, or you need to realize you've learned something. And then you need to integrate that lesson into your day-to-day practice, not fall back into old habits, whatever these are. This could be physical old habits that you are, like, you've been shown, like, this isn't bad, this isn't good for you, this isn't good for your growth, this isn't good. So you need to give that up, or you need to give that thought up, or you need to give that habit up, and you haven't integrated it yet. So there's a time for integration here, and good things are coming through that, knowing that you've learned the lessons and integrating them. These circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. Things are going to get better as soon as you acknowledge the lessons, kind of the mission here. There's something here definitely coming through for you, saying, take this, take this, read this, and it's like and it's almost like you've had this forever, and thank you, for doing this for us. It's like you need to move forward with light and start shining some kind of wisdom into something here. Interesting. There is something, could be something creative too that you're working on or need to start putting yourself into. As I said that, we got the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups can represent, putting your imagination, your creativity it's in that imagination state. It's in that dreamy state of, what can I do? What can I dream up? And it says, I am as young as I choose to feel. So it's saying, oh, I've been doing this forever. I'm 40 years old, and I ain't, like telling yourself these stories about, well, this has been my whole life, or, you still got so much ahead of you. You're as young as you feel. If you want to start something new, or you want to begin a new journey, it's right here at your fingertips. asking for you to engage in those dreams and those visions, and believe in yourself, believe in your, because cups isn't just emotional, it's also that psychic knowing. It's like a calling, you know, to do something creative or something that feels really good to you. Okay, so that's what I'm getting, you guys. So I hope everybody's doing well. Take care of yourself right now. I've been trying to say that in every video. It's been really profound energy, and I've been really guided to do it for myself, but also to stress it to everybody else too, because these energies are, it's a lot of shifting. It's a lot of energy, you guys. And if you are an empath, or you are really sensitive to energy, which is like that empathic energy, or you are feeling this, and it's huge shifts and changes. You're observing tons of stuff that just can be quite overwhelming and we just have to really remember to bring love, compassion, and self-care into this energy, okay? So I hope everybody has a good day, and I appreciate you guys coming and watching your video, and I'll talk to you later.